So the first step in your No-Sew Fleece blanket is to spread out both pieces of fleece and line them up, taking care to smooth out any air bubbles and make sure the edges are trimmed so they line up and everything is neat. The next step is to cut the corners off of each side of your blanket. You'll see I have a square piece of paper showing me how deep to cut. For normal size blankets, I use a 4-inch square. For this one, it is a smaller cat blanket, so I'm only making it 2.5 inches. Next, you're going to be cutting the edges of the blanket into strips between the corners that you just cut out. As you can see, I'm still using my paper square to mark how deep to cut, and each strip is roughly 1 inch wide, although for shorter strips like these, it's sometimes helpful to make them a little thinner to make them easier to tie. You're going to continue cutting these strips until the entire edge of the blanket has been cut, and then you're ready for the next step. In this step, you're going to be tying both layers of the fleece strips together in a double knot. You can see here how I tie my knots, but as long as you're doing a double knot and it feels secure, you'll be fine. When I start off, I like to tie a few strips all the way around before I go in and tie every single one. This helps keep things in place and keep the tension on my blanket even so that nothing gets too messed up. As you go, it can also help to sort of pull at the edges of the blanket and stretch things out so that the tension where the knots are is not too strong. You'll want to continue tying all the way around until you've tied every set of strips together. Once you've finished tying all of your strips together, you have a finished blanket that is ready for use.